In this episode, I talk about how to get more engagement from your community. Welcome to episode 98 of The Honest Entrepreneur Show, where I help creatives like you to master your marketing. My name's Tom Ross, and let's get into it. Hey guys, what is up? I've just had a really good Thursday. Yeah, it's Thursday. Busy Thursday, but a great Thursday. I'm looking at my favorite mug in the world. We got this from one of the designers or customers at Design Cuts. I'm sorry, I can't remember who, but it is a little collage of the Canadian flag, and I kind of like it. I couldn't tell you why.
This question is from Vera. As an artist who is still growing and finding my true voice, how do I engage people more in my path of discovery? I only get a few of the same people responding on pretty much every post. Any suggestions on how to raise engagement at this stage?
Hey Vera, great question. I love this stuff. I'm all about engagement. So before I get into this, no, I did do a much earlier episode. It was like in the first 10 of the show, all about engagement. So I recommend everyone, if you haven't heard it, go back and listen to that in the archives. I think it's literally called like how to increase your engagement. But I've had some more recent thoughts about this. I'm going to kind of go over some old ground too. I think engagement happens best with two things going on. The first is improving the quality and the value of what you put out. And I've seen that on my Instagram recently. It has exploded, and so's the engagement. And it's simply because I'm putting out better, more valuable content. I am investing more time, more energy, more thought into my content. It therefore improves and it gets shared all over the place. It gets tons of comments, DMs, all that good stuff. And engagement feels awesome, right? But the point is, like, any hacks I give you have to come secondary to just putting out good stuff, because that makes everything easier. It's kind of like pulling teeth if you're doing all these like manual hacks to try and elicit more engagement out of people, but actually your content's average. Whereas if you flip that and you start pumping out really good stuff, the engagement comes much easier and much more naturally. And I've done this in the past. I used to be so obsessed with engagement, and I still am, to be honest, that I would be investing loads of time in like manually trying to like force people to comment or do stuff to get them to comment. And actually, as soon as I took some of that energy and focus and put it into just creating better content, all of that stuff kind of happened anyway. And I think for it to be more organic and natural in that way is nicer. So number one, better content. Number two is one by one. And so you mentioned the small group of people that care already. Realize that's where it starts. If you can get one person to care, then you can get 10 people to care. And if you can get 10 people to care, you can get 100 people to care, 100,000 and so on. So realize that those people that disproportionately engage and comment and really support what you're doing, they are probably your first true fans starting to blossom. And so rather than feeling down about how few of them there are, you should feel unbelievably grateful that they even exist, because some people are literally shouting into the void, as I like to say, and hearing nothing but crickets. They don't have a single person raising so much as an eyebrow when they release their work. And so I don't care if you've got 4 people right now, you make them your best friend. You really chat to them on a regular basis. You ask what's the most helpful content for them, what they're struggling with, what they enjoy seeing from you, how you can do a better job. You live to serve those 4 people. And soon enough, out of those 4 people, 2 of them tell a friend, and suddenly you've got 2 more true fans if you treat them in the same way. And one by one, you build it out. And it takes years, but that's how the cookie crumbles is made. I don't even know. That's how the cookie crumbles. Let's go with that expression. But that's just the truth of it. And that's what I did. That's what I did with my company. We started with 40 people on a Facebook page, and not all of them were active, but like they were a pretty engaged bunch. It wasn't thousands, but I made, those first 10 engaged people my best friend. And soon I had 100 people that I made my best friend. And I went super deep with that smaller group, and I didn't beat myself up that my competitors seemed to have millions of users. And we started with 10 people because it didn't matter, because I loved getting to know those people and I gave my heart and soul to serving them. So, just to reiterate, number one, just put out better shit, basically. Number two, one by one, serve that audience, go super deep and really care. And it's better if there's less of them because you can go even deeper and invest even more time. And then number three is the more tactical stuff. So that's stuff like trying to elicit engagement through questions. You'll notice I often end my Instagram descriptions with a question. In these YouTube videos, I often have a question of the day, leave it in the comments kind of thing, because I see that increases engagement, giving people that call to action. Otherwise they passively consume and they don't think to do anything. So actually asking outright and saying, guys, I'd love your feedback. Here's a fun question that you can interact with. Getting people into that mindset of like regularly engaging is then going to make it easier for them to naturally want to engage when you put out something more meaningful. It doesn't always have to be what's the meaning of life. It could be that you do some hand lettering with food and say, what's your favorite food? Let me know in the comments. It doesn't matter because then they get into the habit of it and then you interact in the comments and you start to build out community. So it would be those three things: better content, one-on-one deep interaction with those early people, and then the tactical stuff of, call to actions and the like of actually asking people to engage. Question of the day, I'm going to flip it and do a call to action. So leave a comment below this video and let me know what you think of the show. Are you enjoying it? Is there anything that you'd like to see me do differently? How can I improve it for you? How can I serve you better? We're going meta in this episode, guys. This is me doing what I preach. So please, if you're watching this right now, stop what you're doing. Hit pause on the video. Scroll down to that comment section and leave me a comment. I will respond to you guaranteed. I want to interact with you in the comments. And guess what? I notice the people that comment. So I generally disproportionately give my time to them. If you hit me up in the future and want something, I'm going to be more amenable to that because I see you regularly supporting me in the comments. So go leave a comment. And that, my friends, is what we call a call to action. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm really enjoying the YouTube show. If you are too, then be sure to hit the subscribe icon and tick the little bell to get notifications when I post new content on this platform.